able to also track the time that we've been able to lost.
We just project it there.
So we're also having a live Zoom session currently.
Yeah, you
hoping
can also welcome the.
Oh, I can see we have Kevin Tuwing, we have David Washington, we have BGG, God knows what that is. Then we have Ellen Omboy, we have Amos Cole, and Felix Natha. Welcome, guys. We appreciate your time for joining us online. We're also here physically, embracing the spirit of the Terraform challenge in Ham. So, without further ado, I'll be welcoming Nelson, who's there to take us through the first part of the program so that we can be able to fast track on time. All right. Kevin, I can see you online. I don't know if you're able to hear me. We would appreciate you to give us what do we call it? Some sort of intro. Being that we are the pioneers of the challenge, that is AWS, AIML, Kenya. We have HashiCorp, Meru user group, and ourselves as EveOps. So I think it's only right that we also just give an opportunity to make an introduction in regards to what the challenge has been. Joey, I don't know whether you are able to hear me.
I can. Can you confirm that can hear me? I'm not going to be speaking too much because I want you guys to have the most of these, but you can hear me, right? Can you hear me?
Is he speaking? Kevin, are you speaking?
Yes, I am. Online audience, can you hear me? I don't know whether Nelson can hear me.
Just a minute.
Okay. David on the online they can hear me, so it's.
No, Kevin, we can't hear you.
I'm audible. Maybe on your end, try to check. David, the online audience, give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
Just a minute. I check on my audio.
Okay. Okay, no worries. So I can see David is saying can hear me. So as you sort that, I'll be saying something to the online audience. First of all, appreciate you for all the amazing work that you've been able to do. I wish I could be there physically, but due to some logistical challenges, I was not able to be there. But the user group has been well represented. That is AWS AML. Just as a background, is these 30-day Terraform challenge this year was very special. It is our second year running it, and this time we did it a little bit differently. Yes, can you hear me? Yeah, so as Nelson tries to sort it out, as I was saying, this year was a little bit different. Is last year we only did it as the HashiCorp user group, Meru, and AWS AML. The reason why we usually do it that way is because I lead both user groups, and I felt it wouldn't make sense for us to have a duplication of effort or going solo on it. Then the other thing that we did now this year that was special is we came together with EveOps. EveOps is short for Everything Operations, and it is founded and led by Nelson Ngumo. Nelson was one of our standout participants last year, and And he did an amazing job, not only through the challenge by leading by example, but he also went on to certify and become a Terraform Associate certified. Not only that, from validating those skills, he has gone on to create a lot of impact through speaking engagements, technical workshops, as well as also now starting his community, which we really, really support. I always say I'm in the spirit of collaboration rather than competition, because when people come together, great things happen. So Nelson, kindly confirm, you can now hear me.
We can hear you, Kevin, loud and clear. We
Awesome.
can proceed.
Yeah, awesome. I was just giving the online audience a bit of background on how the 30-day Terraform challenge has moved for the second year running. And this time around, we had everything operations, but shortly known as EveOps. And this year we did something a little bit different in terms of the 30-day Terraform challenge. We said you are going to let you have the power to decide what consistency means to you, rather than having you on a cadence of one day, you have to do one day, one challenge, one activity for the 30 days. Is we saw something very beautiful happening. Some people were at day 15, while others were starting at day 3, meaning that this year's challenge has been very inclusive, regardless of the time when we started. And again, something else that I know Nelson will mention is, as much as we are formally closing this window, it doesn't mean that the challenge activities are inaccessible. You can still go back to them if you already completed, because repetition leads to mastery. And also, even if you have not finished it yet, you are maybe at day 10, day 15, day 27, regardless of the day that you're in, the platform is still going to be there for you to continue completing the challenges. And from both the side of the HashiCorp user group as well as the AWS AIML user group Kenya, we were really, really, like, let's say, blown away. I don't know, maybe Nelson can remind me. We had over 600 RSVPs, like over 600 people who declared interest. On the EveOps platform, I think we got to around 250, 300 people who registered on the platform. And right now, Nelson, I know you're going to give the figures on the finishers, those people who finished. And again, we have some, thanks to HashiCorp, we have some vouchers that are going to be given out today for people to prepare and certify for their associate. And again, you're going to be having this is not going to just be the only thing that you're going to be doing this year regarding infrastructure as code, DevOps, and HashiCorp, from the whole ecosystem, Vault, Console, Terraform itself. You're going to go wider. I know HashiCorp is well known for Terraform, but you're going to see how we can now add all these other complementary services that support things around DevOps engineering and infrastructure as code. As you already know, there's aspects that are coming up that are also making the DevOps engineer also very powerful. For example, like data engineering and creating data pipelines that work out very well. So it means that as a DevOps engineer, you should be able to be versatile. And just to wrap it up so that I can give the people to continue with the program and enjoy all these, is we are also going to be having an amazing guy, I think next week on Saturday, as an online AWS monthly meetup. It's called Isaac Hunja. Isaac Hunja is based off Nanyuki and is doing amazing things building agentic AI workflows for himself and for his customers. He can run like 9 multiple projects at the same time. He's doing amazing things, and that is what we really want. So you're going to be having him as a speaker. And I don't know, is it 9th? I'll be confirming. And again, I know 9th, you're going to be also having the AWS Student Community Day, which I'll also be there. Nelson will be there. We'll be speaking. If you're going to be there physically, let's meet at MKU Thika. and I'd be happy to meet most of you. For our online audience, people coming out from all over the world, that is from Congo, from Nigeria, from Ghana, we really appreciate your participation in the 30-day Terraform challenge. As we share the challenge across different platforms, even Cameroon, is we always say that this is Africa, and Africa is our business. So that means that we are really supportive of anyone coming through from the whole continent. And again, we also love the support because we are a global community. We are part of a global network. Our amazing brothers from different continents, especially, we usually see a lot of support from India. Thank you so much for your participation. And we really can't wait to see what now you're going to build and how you're going to do. 3 things I would like you to do after you're done with this Terraform 30-day challenge is document. Look for an opportunity to speak about 1 or 2 things that you like are technical. Don't go and speak thought leadership stuff. Go and do a hands-on workshop with community, whether physically or virtually. Do that. And the 3rd thing that I'd like you to do is build a brand around DevOps like Nelson did. Be so good at it that people people know that your niche is in DevOps. That is how you're going to grow and go places. So that's it from me, and I really appreciate it. I can't wait to continue participating virtually together with the online audience. Please, physical team, don't forget us. I wish you could send us some snacks. But all in all, thank you so much, and have a nice time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kevin, and thank you so much for your encouraging words. I know you've been very supportive, and your apologies are with us, and I know you are always with us here. So we thank you so much, and we wish you all the best even over your weekend. So from here, we are going to go through the program. We'll make it a bit short, but sweet. So we are supposed to have a hands-on Terraform demo. We are going to do a short demo. And then after that, we're just going to go through some questions. And then after some questions, we are going to award the best learners who have been champions. I know it was a bit competitive, but we tried to do our best based not only on the technical bit of it, but learning on public and also sharing knowledge and also documenting your work. One thing maybe I would just want to say before even we can proceed is building in public is very important. For me, it has given me very many opportunities. I've been able to create so many consultation jobs through even building in public, because people are able to see what you're doing and they are able to reach out to you. So continue building. Even if we stop this challenge at this point, we are not just going to stop at that. We are going to proceed, continue building, go deep into infrastructure, start now building infrastructure as code using Kubernetes. You manage your infrastructure with the combination of now Terraform and Kubernetes. Go deep into all those areas. Use multi-cloud. If you are using AWS, there's a way now you can be able to use reusable resources. I think I'll take you through all that. So you can be able to you don't need to have vendor locking. So the same code that you write in AWS, you can be able to deploy the same infrastructure on GCP or even at Azure. So I will do just a short demo. I have not tested it. Let me just put a disclaimer. So you might end up debugging, but I know Kevin here and the online audience, you guys are going to give me moral support. One thing I also want to say that having a community is, I think it's not been easy, and even organizing an event It's a bit a challenge, and I think this is one of my first events that I've been able to organize with the support of Kevin. Thank you so much. Even for the guys here who have been able to show up. We will do a hands-on demo of what we've been learning the last 30 days. I might not be able to cover everything, but I'll try as much as I can to cover all the areas. So I think I'll just share my screen. Kevin, you can give me sharing, right? So that even the online audience can be able to see what we'll be doing.
Co-host, you should be able to share a screen. Let me know if you can't.
Yes, I'm okay now. Thank you. Move a bit closer. Please confirm you're able to see my screen.
Yes, it is. It is visible.
And now?
It is visible. It is visible, Nelson.
What can you see? Is it the AWS console?
Yes, you are seeing the EC2 console. I think
Okay.
your LB something is loading or something is loading here.
Okay. I want to make it a bit bigger. Is it visible enough?
Yeah, I think at that font size, it's visible enough. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let me just go through this. What we are going to do is we are going to have this is our architecture here. What we are going to do is we are going to have this deployed on AWS. So we are going to have a bucket, our S3 bucket in a remote state bucket. I hope by now this terminology, sorry. I think we need to first introduce ourselves. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Nelson Gumo. I'm a DevOps and a cloud engineer based here in Nairobi. I'm also a community builder where I've been able to share my knowledge, the knowledge that I've been learning. The first time I ventured into infrastructure as code was through Kevin. I would say Kevin is my mentor. Yeah, so he mentored me to venture into that. So Kevin has been building in public and he has been helping other engineers to also become better. So this year I decided to come up with a community, which is everything EveOps. We are co-founded with Building here and some other team. Apologies, they are not able to avail themselves, but we have also some other team from here. I think we will introduce all ourselves so that Joanna, even before I proceed. Yeah, so mine is, I'm Nelson. I'm a DevOps and a cloud engineer. So probably we can move from here. Okay, I'll start with the team. Yeah.
So I think you've already mentioned, yeah, in any business, co-founder at EveOps, primarily as a software engineer at here, a technical lead. Currently transitioning to DevOps infrastructure, and I work with
Yes.
Congratulations for the solid. Thank you.
We also have one more question about saying, yeah, maybe take, about saying maybe 2 days was hard. So basically, we are a bigger team, only that, other was not able to make it, but we are glad for the few that, are here. And you best believe that you guys are in the right place, both at EveOps, is where all, a lot of things that are going to be rolling out from that platform are going to be very major. And I would easily say that you guys are in a step, are in a step in the right direction. So, like, for now, maybe just hand it over to the person.
Okay, that you.
So I think also since, I think you can really number, I think just, a small number. So I don't think it hurts to just see your name, what you do, just let us get to know each other so that we can be able to connect. So it's,
Hi everyone.
Hello.
So my name is Zawadi. I'm Grace Zawadi. I am a software engineer, but then I work as an architect associate and currently transitioning into DevOps. And nice to meet you guys.
Hi, my name is Romero. Okay. My name is Romero Brown. I'm a software engineer, also in production, DevOps and machine learning. Hi everyone,
Hello.
I'm Sami Kilbari. I'm coordinator KTU, currently transitioning in DevOps. Modulera coding, la comunidad, es de lidera por online, no de lidera otro mundo.
David also got certified together with me, the first cohort for introspective code.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Sarah Jill. I'm meeting you here. Most of you have been telling me they know me from LinkedIn, from LinkedIn in public. So I'm Sarah Kenkop, that is my brand. I am a DevOps engineer and cloud engineer, and I am happy to be here. Thank you. Hi everyone.
Hello.
So my name is Sarah Mwanga. I am a software engineer who is currently transferring into the box. And it's wonderful to be here. Hi everyone. My name is Crystal Manjuro. I am a data scientist. I do machine learning. I'm pretty sure I can also be passionate about marketing a lot of the work that I do. I'm based in Nairobi. AWS is the cloud platform that I use at work. And so I'm just here to get info. Yeah. Hi everyone.
Hello.
My name is Meru Mutua, full-stack engineer. Currently, expanding expertise in DevOps. Nice to meet you.
Alright, thank you all. I hope you're really happy to be here because we are about to learn a lot. And this is just going to be the beginning of many more interactive sessions coming on the technology side, particularly speaking to cloud native infrastructure and also infrastructure as well. So I'll hand over to you, Nelson, so I'm able to get started.
Thank you, Beldin. I think since we've introduced the physical audience, and now we also a small number, I would just want to encourage even the online audience. Let's also introduce yourself. I'll start with Sherry Obara. Please unmute your mic and just say who you are and what you do. Sherry? If Sherry is not ready, we can go to David Njenga. Kevin, you can allow guests
Sorry,
to unmute.
let me do that. I'd forgotten. Yeah, sure. Let me do that.
Yes.
Let me do that. Sorry. Okay, you can now. So people can now unmute.
Oh yeah, thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Sherry Obare. So excited to have joined. I am part of the AWS AI Mail User Group leadership, and yeah, I'm looking forward to learn and interacting with all of you.
David, thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much.
Okay, good.
Sorry. Yes, David, proceed.
Good morning, everyone.
We
Okay, good
we can't hear you. We can't hear you clearly.
What about now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm David Jenga. Yeah, currently, I was able to take the course, and I thank you. I thank the team for the effort you have made. Yeah, we have really learned a lot, and we are looking forward to gain more skill on Terraform and cloud computing. Yeah, all that's all I can say for now. Thank you.
Thank you, David. We'll go to Victor Juma.
I've just arrived. I don't know, I'm just joining right now. So if you could go to the next half and then I'll be back later.
All right. Let's go to Nehemiah Nzunzi from Congo.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Nehemiah Njuzi from Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm a cloud DevOps and a solution engineer, and also a AWS community builder, and very excited to be here and community with EveOps and with Terraform Challenge. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nehemiah. Thank you. You've been doing a great work, and we really appreciate you. We'll go to Ilan Wamboi.
Hi everyone. Yeah,
Hello.
so my name is, I hope you can hear me. So my name is Ilan Wambui. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a mobile developer, mainly with React Native, and trying to basically transition to DevSecOps. And I'm very grateful for the platform. However, I haven't finished that, so I'm really glad that it's like basically still going to be open after this. Thank you, and have a lovely one.
Thank you, Ilan. Mimi.
Hi everyone, hope we are well. My name is Michelle, a software engineer, excited to be part of the group and the community. And picking up this Terraform challenge, it's been a bit of a mind opener, what is in the market. And I appreciate the guys who've organized this session.
Thank you so much. Sahid. If Sahid is not ready, we'll go to Amos.
Hello.
Hello, Sahid, proceed.
Yeah, my name is Saeed. I just joined.
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I just joined. I don't know what the discussion is all about yet.
You are not audible. Amos.
Hello, my name is Emo,
Hello. Yes.
and I'm speaking from Ghana. And
Welcome
yeah,
so much.
thank you. I'm so much delighted in meeting my Kenyan
You're
friends,
welcome.
Ugandan
You're
friends,
welcome.
and
You're welcome.
thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you
an
so much.
accountant, and I joined to listen to the big engineers and also to learn more of AWS. Thank you.
You're welcome, Amos. We'll go to Anthony. Anthony Erom Zota.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. So my name is Anthony. I'm from Ghana, but currently based in Qatar. I'm a DevOps and cloud engineer and working on a startup called Credex Limited, where we focus on building resilient automated delivery pipelines. And my specialty lies in intersection of IaC and DevSecOps. And I'm incredibly proud to have joined the 30-day challenge. It was an eye-opener, and I'm glad I joined. And thank you so much for organizing it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anthony. We'll go to Mdubeki. Sorry if I have not pronounced your name well, but please proceed.
Hi everyone. I'm from South Africa. I'm a junior DevOps engineer. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I think, Kevin, this time we've gone the whole of Africa. I think we have so many teams from West Africa, and this is something very good. I think this is a big milestone for us because last year we were only able to cut across Kenya, but now we are moving even across Africa. And I think now at least we've been able to venture even take the technology across Africa and be able even to build our own infra and be able even to build something within our continent, that is our African continent. Thank you so much. We'll now proceed without further ado. I'll proceed with the presentation. Here we are going to I was just showing what we are going to have. What we are going to have is we are going to introduce what you're building. Then we'll have a remote state bootstrap. And then we are going to write the modules. These are modules, I would say these are the resources that you can create that are reusable. You can be able to reuse them across different environments instead of having repetitive code. For those who are software engineers, I know that sometimes you write code, but you don't want to have the repetition of the code. So in infrastructure as code, we use modules so that we avoid having repetition of our infrastructure. And then we are going to deploy to a development environment, and then we are going to have a production environment. So the importance of isolating two environment is you need to have a separate environment where you are doing a development environment and a production so that your production is isolated, and then you can do anything that you want on your development environment. Apart from that, you can use workspaces. I know those guys who have been with us through the whole challenge, you've been able to create different workspaces, a development workspace, a staging environment, and even a production workspace, where you can be able to use one module, but now the variables are different across the different environments. So you're just using one code, but the variables, the way you are calling them, if you have a database password for a development environment is different from a production environment, but they're using the same code. It's the same way that we use in containerization, where you have the same image from development going to staging. It is the same image that goes to production. We don't have different images for production, for tests, and for staging. We have one image that goes to production, which goes even to QA test, so that it can be promoted to production. So the only thing that we do differently is now the variables and the dependencies. The other thing that we're going to do is now this just a small infrastructure, a small architect in a nutshell, or what you're going to do. We'll have a development web server, which is going to have a remote backend state. By now, I can say when you write Terraform infrastructure, it stores your blueprint. Can say it's a blueprint, stores it in, if you're building it locally on your machine, it stores it in your laptop. So let's say someone wants to provision that infra on their laptop. Let's say, your name is Mary. So Mary wants to deploy the code that I have. It means they will have a local they will have a local backend state from their laptop and a laptop. So to avoid that, we have something called remote state management. So remote state management is where engineers, let's say you are like 5 engineers and you're working with the same code, you don't have to have code drift or having your code corrupted. So you manage the blueprint in one storage or in a one file that is a remote state backend. I'll show you how to deploy it in an AWS S3 bucket, and then we do versioning. To version it is, let's say our code or our infrastructure gets break and it is in production. We can be able to roll back to the previous stable version. So it's good to have different versions of your remote state management. And then now when you're doing versioning, you have to look at costs, because they have FinOps. You don't want to have so many versions within your infrastructure, and if they are going to build up your cost. So you can have other instances that are able even to delete the versions. You can be able to use Lambda functions that are able to trigger and delete versionings that are not being used. The other thing is when the developers or when DevOps engineers are doing deployments, probably I'm doing Terraform apply and Mary is doing Terraform apply. We use something called DynamoDB state locking. So DynamoDB state locking is where you are able to deploy the code to production or where you're deploying it at one person at a go, so that you don't have code drift. So I'll be able to show you that. So the first thing is that we are going to bootstrap our remote backend, so that all this whole code is going to be managed under where we are going to manage it. So here we have the providers. The providers are basically, if you are using Azure, you define your provisions from here. You can see here we are using AWS. So if you are using Google, I would just come here and do Google Cloud or GCP. If I'm using Azure, I would have come here and just do Azure. So but for today, we are using AWS. So, and then we have the version, and then the source is HashiCorp AWS. So HashiCorp and AWS, they have APIs where if these APIs are able to communicate with the infrastructure as code. So HashiCorp has been able to even create so many APIs that across different environments, be it Oracle, be it GCP, be it Azure, be it AWS. I think they have almost all the APIs. Right now, you can even manage your Kubernetes cluster, the whole ecosystem using Terraform. So we are going to deploy it on this region that we're going to deploy it. And then now this is where our S3 bucket is going to be. Our S3 bucket is a Terraform state file. The bucket name is EveOps Terraform State 2026. And then now here in production, this is very important. These are lifecycle management. I know you've been able to learn about lifecycle. If someone comes, let's say you have been able to onboard maybe a junior dev, alafu akuje try to delete your bucket, and you know your bucket is your infrastructure, that when that gets deleted, I think things will go haywire. So what we do is they cannot be able to delete it. So you just set up a Boolean that is going to be true. So meaning that when this Boolean is true, it means that you cannot be able to delete this bucket. When it is false, you can be able to delete it. All right. And then we are going to have tags. These are just tags where we tag our infrastructure on AWS. And then we have the resources here. We have versioning. The way I've been able to guide you on versioning as well. So the versioning is enabled so that we keep everything on version and we have the rollback capacity. And then here we are going to have encryption. So you see guys how I'm giving you production ready resources, and I'm being able to guide you on the best practices. So let's say your blueprint is not encrypted, then it falls into these sharp guys. So by it that they are going to have access to your blueprint is your whole code. It has everything that is within your environment, be it everything that you've created. So it is going to have data leak. So to disable that, we apply encryption by default. So we are going to use the highest algorithm. We are going to use AES 256. And then here we are going to block our bucket from being public. We are going to block it from public policy. And then we are going to restrict public buckets. So our bucket is not going to be publicly accessible. And then now here is where I've been able to tell you about the DynamoDB state locking. From here, you can be able to lock your deployments in a way that when you're working like 5 engineers, maybe think of it like this way. If I do Terraform apply and you do Terraform apply, we are going to have a drift of the code. So to avoid that, we use DynamoDB, Dynamoltable state locking. I know there's another technology that has come up. I'm yet to venture into that. I think for me, I don't get into the hype. I first try to do my own research and see the analysis of the two. I don't just go to something because it has come up immediately. I do my own research and see the cost benefit analysis as well. I know there's something new that is coming up that is going to replace the DynamoDB state locking, but personally, even at work, this is what I use, and it has been working so well. So this one is going to prevent when you as a team, you are going to do the deployments, and it's only one person can do the deployment, so that you have the consistency of the code or the blueprint. We are also going to prevent these from being destroyed, and then we have the tags, and then now we have the outputs. This is where we will have the values for the output as well. So from here, we can do this. All right. We can bootstrap this, then we deploy it so that now once we have it created, we are going to manage our resources, and our resources are going to have the blueprint managed from that. So this is just a bootstrap. So I'm going to deploy it. I'm going to run Terraform in it. I think, sorry. Just see my infra. Global. That's it. Yeah, so you can see from here, it's going to find HashiCorp AWS, and then it's going to install that version. So these are the APIs communicating. Terraform, then it's going to create this file here. So these are the providers. You can be able to see from here. And then it's going to pull that from HashiCorp. So this has been, and then it's going to have this log HCL. So this one you cannot manually edit. It has the version. Our version is 5.1 and 5.0. So the next thing, you can be able to check if your code is valid and if your code format is okay. So you can run Terraform validate. We are going to validate our code. We see if it is valid. Success. Then we are going to check the format of our code so that can format it. I think this whole code is just YAML and JSON-based files. So if you're able to learn Go and Golang, I think you can be able to be a very good DevOps engineer, because most of the programs that we are using are on Go. So then we are going to have Terraform format. That is you don't have to cram these. I don't even cram most of them. I don't know them. I just have these because I've been using them now and then, but I would not encourage you to cram any command lines, be it Linux, be it Docker, be it Kubernetes. Learn the fundamentals, then you can be able now to work through the command lines. So the other thing we are going to do is, who can tell me? Yeah, we are going to run Terraform plan. This is just amazing, just seeing stuff work. Sometimes when I'm working with Terraform, I just do a deployment and go make some coffee. I go to the coffee maker and make some coffee. And when I'm coming back, I get my resources deployed, and I just feel amazing. So from here now, we have these are the resources that are going to be created. We plan to create 5 resources. And then we'll have a lock table that is going to be named EveOps Terraform lock. Kevin, I hope you can still be able to see my screen so that we don't leave
It is
you
still
guys
visible.
behind.
It is still visible. We are seeing yes, we are still
Yes,
seeing it.
and I'm still audible.
Yes, very audible all the way through.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
someone is
Then
asking, can we ask questions as we go? I think it's possible, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Anthony, at some point you can still ask. Yeah, so all also online audience, you can ask questions. Thank you. Please proceed,
Maybe Anthony,
Nelson.
you can proceed. All right. Yeah, so I was saying we are going to have a DynamoDB table named EveOps Terraform lock, and then we are going to have this state bucket. Let me just go to let me deploy it, then we go to AWS. So we are going to run Terraform apply. I will do auto approve. Yes, as I open up my console. Yeah, so it has applied 5 resources. We've created a bucket. The bucket has been versioned. We've also created a log table, so we can go to AWS and see that. Kevin, are you able to see the AWS console?
Yes, you're seeing it. Yeah. You can zoom in a little bit further.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine.
All right. Yes, so we have our bucket here. It's EveOps Terraform. The way we've been able to create it. Right now, we don't have any data in it because we've not been able to deploy any resources. We just bootstrap the S3 bucket. And then from here, the permissions, we can be able to see that we've been able to block public access, it's on. And then the bucket policy from here, I want to see the versioning. Don't know where the versioning is. See from here. I think the versions should come after we do the deployment. Yes, here is the backend version. Let me see. Is enabled. So that's okay. I can go to DynamoDB table. Tables from here. Yes, and here it is. This is what we've created. All right. Yeah, so now we'll proceed with the next presentation. From here, first we've been able to create this, been able to bootstrap it, and then now we are going to go to the modules. So I'll go here to the modules. Here is we are going to write the actual infrastructure, but we write it as modules. So like if you think module as like a function in programming, they have just told you. You write it once, but you reuse it across. All right. So what changes that you call it as many times as you want with different inputs. So you can use it across GCP, Azure. You can reuse the same code as well. So what we are going to do is most of you have been writing Terraform like just a script with one big main.tf from huko juu hadi huku chini. But when you have a team, this does not work like that. So in real team, one person or squad owns the modules. So other people just call it. So that's how we work as a team. And then remember in DevOps, collaboration is one of the core functions. Collaboration, infrastructure is called. We have CI/CD. All right. So you have to really collaborate with other teams. So other people don't need to understand how how they work. They just pass their values. You will just come to pass your values. Kama ni GCP inatumianga different values from AWS. So you just change some variables, the way I've just said. The separation concern is what we are building right now. So we'll have these variables.tf. Here it is. So here this the project name where we are going to how the project name is. This is a string. And then we have another variable called the environment where we are going to deploy the environment. And then we have the validation. So here it contains the development, staging, and production. So it's going to call this variable .environment. So if the environment is a development, it pushes to development. And then it is going to have an error message that the environment must be dev, staging, or production. So you cannot have another environment apart from what we've been able to indicate it here. And then the variable instance type, we are going to have an EC2 instance type. Of course, because it's just a presentation, we are going to use a T2 micro as the default instance type. And then we have the AMI ID. For the AMI ID, because they keep changing, I do it dynamically. So it can change depending on the region. So this is also a string. If you go back here to this README, we are going to also go to the main.tf. Let me just take you to it. This here we have the reusable modules. So we are going to deploy a web server in any environment. So the caller passes the variables. These modules handles the resource logic. So from here, we'll have the security groups. So this is just a security group that you're going to create. We'll have a web server that is going to allow HTTP inbound. HTTP uses port 80, and then it's going to be accessible from the CIDR blocks. It's going to be accessible from anywhere. You can tag it to a specific IP. If you have a company's IP, unaweza weka IP yenu. If you have your own machine IP, you can map it to your own machine so that it's not accessible to anyone apart from that IP that you've been able to whitelist. Egress is allow outbound. We are going to allow it to be accessible from the outside world. And then we have the resource instance here. We'll have the variable AMI ID. Then we'll have the instance type that is calling from these variables from here. You can be able to see how the variables are being called. Then it's going to install this. It's another just a small going to install this a small web server. We are going to run a small web service, and then it's going to have this output, EveOps Terraform Challenge 2026. And then it's going to call the environments from the variables. So this is how we do it in production. We don't hard code passwords. Nani ana hard code passwords below? Yeah, then we'll have the life cycle. This is very important. I think you have also been able to go through the challenge where we have life cycle management and depends on. For example, you cannot delete a VPC that is attached to an EC2. Ati unataka ku delete VPC yenye iko attached to an EC2 that is running. So you have to delete that VPC so that you can delete that EC2. So this is what is called that. This is what we mean by that. And then we have other things that in Kubernetes. Let me give an example. We have readiness probe and liveness probe. Readiness probe is a pod cannot start receiving traffic until it is ready. So it's the same thing that is being applied here, the same concept. So before create before destroy. So what this avoid this zero downtime replacement. So in case we are deleting an EC2, another EC2 must be created before the one that is running is destroyed, so that application menus ended down. Yeah. That is it about the main. And then we have the outputs. The outputs, we just have the instance ID, the public IP of the web server, and then the full HTTP, this is the URL, or you can call it the endpoint of the apan.tutapata EveOps. That Nini we called it here from here. This is what we are going to get from when we run that URL. Yeah, so that's it. I think we can deploy this. And then maybe something else is I can just be able to point this. We use locals to locals are computed values, so they are not inputs. So no one from the outside can override them. And then we use them to build consistency and names and tags. So every single resources in these modules get the same tag automatically. So let's say, for example, in a company with 500 AWS resources, consistency. So then we have a point security group. Infrastructure has layers. The security group is the firewall, so it must exist before the EC2 instance. The way I've just said, like you cannot have an EC2 running before you have the VPC, because that EC2 will start receiving traffic. Then you cannot delete the VPC, the EC2, and it is attached to an instance. Yeah. Then we have the life cycle blocks. These just a senior move, I would say it. Where create before destroy true is equals to true. I think I took you this in a nutshell before. This is where instance needs to be replaced, and then Terraform creates a new one before the one is deleted. The same thing we do with the Kubernetes. We cannot delete a pod. Let's say we have an unhealthy pod and we want to create a new pod, or we have a pod that we want to delete. So in production, because that is an application, we have to create a replacement of it or a replica of it, so that now we destroy or we delete the one that was running. So without this, you need to have a window of downtime, of course. So with this, we'll have zero downtime with that one line of codes. So then the outputs have just mentioned about that. So maybe something to note here is if you ever used the AWS VPC Terraform module from the public registry, you are going to get that someone wrote it, published it, and thousands of team call it. So that one code is just going to be reused across. So from here, I think I've been able to touch on the modules. Then we are going to have the development, and then we'll have the production. So on the development, let me just open this. We deploy, but notice we are not retrieving the infrastructure. We are just calling the modules. So these modules tutatumia across development and production. Okay. Yeah. So this folder is just a developer module where maybe a junior engineer or someone who is practicing to build on AWS, they can build on it. First, we are going to open this file, this backend.tf. So this backend.tf is going to remote to our ile bucket we need to create. All right. So it's going to have its own, and then the most good thing that I like about Terraform is you are able now to isolate your buckets or your remote state file. So maybe we do a mistake with your development remote state file, it will not affect your production. So we are going to have this is going to be created as a separate. So each environment stores is set in a separate key, and they never overlap. And then the next thing that we are going to have is from here is we are going to have the terraform.tf verse. This is the only file a developer needs to change. So this is where now the game changer is. Ukitaka kubadilisha anything across now your development, you just going to come here to the TF verse. So this is where now you change your variables. If you want to change the project name, if you want to change the environment, if you want to change the instance type, this is just an MIID. I would not recommend to hard code it this way. I think there's a much better way to do it, but for now we're going to do it in that way. And then if I come back here, I'm going to open the main.tf. So here we have the providers. I think I had taken you through that. Then now we are calling the modules. You see, we are calling the modules and we are saying the source is the directory. So the directory is the web server. Okay, are we okay up to there? Who has a question?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. So I've seen that in the dev environment, you defined the provider block before calling the module.
Here on the main.
Yeah, on the main, yes. I wanted to ask, so what happens if you define the provider separately?
Yeah, you can do that. There's no problem with that. You can have a providers.tf, and then if it is the same this is the same version that you're using it, you can call it across your environment. So there's no harm with having that.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Thank you. So from here, we'll proceed with where we were. I think we were on the TFRs, and then why we have used the T2 micro is a free tier. It's cheap and it's fine for testing. And then we are doing some a bit powerful. Maybe you have some powerful programs that you're running. I see Java applications being powerful and consuming a lot of resources, be it even in terms of running pods. So we do some a lot of resource limiting on it, so that I think Java application, they are so greedy with the resources. And then in real system, production might be at T3 large or an auto-scaling group. So here now we are going to, I think we are going to, this is for production, sorry. I think we were just back here. So we will run these commands here, and then we are going to plan for that. And then before we can do that, I'll take you through the production. So this is our production here. So here we have a walkthrough of the backend.tf. So remember, these are development backend.tf. This is a production one. So it has encryption is equals to true, but even this one's encryption was also equals to true, because we are encrypting our data at rest and data at transit as well. From here, we'll go to the next item. Here is the Terraform.tf. Same thing remains the same. Then we are going to get the outputs, and then we have our main.tf here. We are going to reference our resources or our modules from this directory, and then we are going to have the project name. It's going to call this variable. The environment is going to be called from that variable, and then my ID. So remember, our main variable is down here, I guess. We have the variables from here. Folder is a bit confusing. Yeah, from here. And then now here we have outputs. I think I've talked about the outputs. And then I have been able to explain that. Do I need to repeat? Ama kuna someone who has not understood? So something to notice is the plan for production looks the same as a development, and that's the point. The modules guarantees consistency. You can see we've not defined different modules for development and production. It's only that we're having different variables. The only differences are the values we are passing. The instance type, the environment name, and then your production is never accidentally configured in different way from production. So the isolation, I'm going to open two terminals side by side. Terminal 1, we are going to have the development state, and then terminal 2, we are going to have the production state. Let me try to do that. I think I can add this here. So this one, we can have it as a development state. So we are going to get our hands dirty a bit. I don't know if it's going to run, but we hope it's going to run. Okay, so. So we are going to CD to environment, and then we CD to development. All right. Yeah. So we are going to do a Terraform state list. Sorry. We need to initialize first. Awesome. So we can also initialize our production. So we CD back. Then production. We run Terraform in it. So we can come back here. Clear. Okay. We need to deploy it first. So our code is valid. Let's see if it's having a good format. That's okay. We can plan for it. This is still okay. We can Terraform validate. Terraform 20. Then Terraform plan. Yep. So this we can deploy it. Can we? You seem lost. Are you okay? Do you have a question? You're not sure about it. Up. These are we are planning for the resources that we're going to deploy. So probably I can show you what we are going to deploy. You do Terraform apply. Oh, yeah, it was because we didn't have a state file. Yeah, here. So that's why I can't do a Terraform state list because this state file is not existing because we've not deployed our blueprint. So we need to run Terraform apply. Okay, so and do it. Do you want to press? I think there was a time there's something happened, and then we were called for a meeting, and then we are told who executed. So this enter button is can take you to so dash auto approve. Today the gods of presentation seems to be on my side. So let's see. So it's acquiring the state lock. All right. So next time we learn Terraform state list, is going to state us a state lock for our development. Sindio? Na ndio hiyo imeanza create. We can also be creating for production so that we save on time, and we go to our AWS and see what has been created. Dash auto approve. Are you guys enjoying this? I think I'm enjoying. We have an error here. We need to debug this. Creating security groups, operation, line 18 on AWS security group modules. So we need to go to modules, web server, main.tf on line 18. Resource AWS security group web server. Creating security group. Not specified in the default. Okay. Let me show you how I use Amazon Q to debug very quickly. So I can just copy this error from here. I'm going to paste it from here. So open chat. Paste it. Our production also has the same error. Okay. All right, let's see what has been updated. So, all right, we didn't have this VPC ID. So we've been able to have it right now. And then on the main.tf, it equals the VPC ID from the variable, all right? I think with having AI and you understand whatever code it writes for you and you're able to internalize, it's much easier. You just don't copy and paste code and you don't understand what is being done. Is that how you do? Okay. Yeah, it's good to understand what is being. So it's going to have the AWS VPC selected, then the ID will be the variable that is going to, it's going to call the variable that will be created from the VPC. So from here, I think we did that. So the file that we've been able to change is added the VPC ID, and then we added the VPC dot, this is a module, the reusable modules. We call them dynamo blockings. And then we have the environment, been able to pass that. So we can copy this. Let me see from here. Let's just restore our VPC, create a default one, and then we do, yeah, that's okay. Yes, so I think now we can Terraform apply. We've been able to return back our default VPC. Machine is fine. let's see what happens. So we need the default VPC ID. So let me pick it from AWS. Oh, that is it. We need the VPC ID. Kevin, I hope you are still following through the online audience. You can give us a thumbs up. So this is the VPC ID. Can copy it, then go back to our code. So we enter the value. Nice. All right. So that is going to be created. Let's go to production. We debug our production as well. We have this error here. So I think it was the same thing, but let's see. I think it should work now since let me just repeat the. So yeah, we've deployed our resources. Can we check we have a development state file? We can also do Terraform state lists. Yeah. Yes, so we have that. Can be able to see that. Where are we? Right. So we can go back to our production. I think the VPC ID is still the same. If you get lost, please just say even fast. I want us to deploy all the resources so that we are able to go through to the AWS together. Yeah, so that is that. It's going to create that. Nice. So we can go to AWS. So go here. Go to our default VPC. We go to subnets. I think we have subnets. I'm not sure which one it is, but let me see if I'm able to see it from the EC2. I expect to have different EC2 instances, a production one and
I think Nelson has dropped off. Let me follow up with him. Oh, okay. It's in the back. Okay.
Kevin, am I audible now? And the screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes. So we have the development server and we have a production server. All right. So from here we have, you can be able to see the instance types. We have T2 micro for the development. We have T3 small. If we open here, sorry. If I open on this and then I go to the security, I want to see the security group. On the inbound, you can see we have the port 80 opened because we are going to have our HTTP accessible. Then we have this security group. At least now I have been able to see the security group name. And then these are the instance type. The production, doing the same thing. We have the inbound role, and then it is accessible to the outbound from here. So the next thing is we test our web application. It is, let's see if our S3 has two state files. So from here, there's a way you can do it on your terminal. You don't have to navigate on your AWS console. But here we have the bucket, and then it has two objects. It must have, yes. So you'll have a development and production environment, and then you'll have versioning enabled. So this is a web server. This is a state file. If I try to open this URL, let me see. Or even I open it from there, you can see it's access denied. It means it's not publicly accessible. Yeah. So I think that's it. Please don't forget to, when Dean was just talking to me, niambia tuka AWS wanarudishana pesa. He has been slashed some 2,000 shillings on his account. So Terraform deploy, as long as he was telling us Terraform apply here when he was psyching us up, don't forget Terraform destroy. But I can show you if the application is up and running. I think we can access the endpoint of the instance. So Beldin, we are very sorry for you. But maybe I hear that they return the money if you tell them you're a student. But for you, I don't know if you're a student. So yeah, go to the public IP. I'll copy this and then paste it here. Let's see HTTP. Port 80. Yes, very saucy. So congratulations, guys. Someone can take that photo for that. We've been able to deploy our application to a development environment. And then we can also have the instance for production. The endpoint, you can be able to have it here. Going to have the same. So this is HTTP. Simport. So this production. Ziko sawa. And then the instance IP. All right. Yeah. So apart from that, the only thing now you're remaining with is to destroy your resources. I wish to stop at that so that we do a simulation of the how exam looks like. Then we move to the next thing on the program. I don't know if someone has a question from the online audience, Kevin, before I destroy the resources. But I know I have been able to take you through on how to do a production, how we do it in production, how we separate our environment, and the same, we use the same modules, reusable across different environments.
So Nelson, I'm not seeing any question. Only that the online audience also wants some coffee delivery. I don't know whether Glovo works through to Ghana. Or
we shall Terraform apply to them.
Definitely, definitely, and make sure that the state file is consistent in terms of the stomach. Anyways, really appreciate. I think on behalf of the online audience, it has been really engaging, and also the session is also recorded on YouTube. You're going to get it right after, even for those who are also physically and would like to follow it up later on. And maybe you can tell us now what are the next course of thing. Also for some of us who are online, what should we do? Should we wait for you guys to enjoy? How is the program?
All right. The plan was to have a quick demo. That is this live demo that we've done. Then we do like a minimum of like 10 questions on what to expect on the Terraform examination and how to answer the questions. And then now we go to the award session where we are going to recognize the team that is going to do the Terraform Associate certification. So I just wanted to tackle like 10 or 15 questions. And then now I'll hand it to you, Kevin. I think you are going to take us through the award. I'll send you the list of the students that you're going to award the vouchers. And then we'll finish with we are going to finish with the coffee. Hiyo ndo tutamaliza nayo as we network.
That's okay. Okay,
Yes.
that is in order. And if possible, I think one of the AWS AIML volunteers who are present, they can help you create I'd like to get a form of those who are present in the meeting there physically at Piano, as well as those who are here online. We're going to run a wheel of fame, and I think I'm going to give out some AWS credits for people to go build more. So like a couple, like 5 of them, if I can say. So I have some AWS credits.
Awesome.
So at the like that one, it can happen right at the very end before people go for coffee or tea. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we have David here.
Sure. Yeah, David can handle it. Yeah. So let's get a simple registration form, name, name and email, because I think the credit will have to be given to your email. Yeah. Then we'll run a wheel of fame. I think it's called a wheel of what? That wheel that is pinned something, so that it's there's a way it is run. I've forgotten about it.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's called wheel of fame if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Awesome. So if you allow me, Kevin, I'll take through the exams or the kind of questions that we expect, and then now we'll proceed to the most awaited area that is on the award. So basically, HashiCorp Terraform exam associate is it's not something that you are given a terminal or a lab to do. I think that it's not that advanced level, but the questions is sometimes they are yes or no, and the questions are very, very tricky because there's a way you can be able to piece the questions, but you have to be very, very keen. You have to study. I think from here, I'm going to provide resources. You can be able to use CodeCloud. I think that is one of the areas that I was able to use to study. I also use the HashiCorp website. They have some simulation of the exams. This is one of the simulations they have. We can start with this, but let me first destroy my resources. I don't want to forget, please. Yeah, so let me destroy them. But do you remember that we had put prevent destroy? So I think I'll have to also do some changes. Let me see to my environment, go to development. I want to Terraform destroy this. I hope nobody has a question before I destroy. Yes. All right. Yes, yes. 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 You can? Hmm. All right. Would that, I think as a DevOps, you don't run through consoles. For us, we automate things, and you didn't want to find yourself going to delete things one by one. Let's say you have like 50 versions, but if you disabled destroy, and you go to the console, I think it is going to destroy the resource. But you should always make sure that at least you have 2 or 3 versions. Have I answered the question? Okay. VPC ID, sorry. So yeah, we can tackle the questions. So this was updated in April 2026. Can be able to see it is the latest update. So let's start with the Terraform TF state file away matches your current build.
Nelson, I was just thinking out loud before we go to the question. It would be great to go to the HashiCorp website and talk about the 004 and the domains and something. Then you can come to the question just briefly, like 5 or so minutes, just to talk about the exam and the domains.
All right. I think I had it right away with me. Just go to HashiCorp. Kevin.
Yes.
Yes, here we are. Maybe you can talk about it as I do the presentation.
Okay, no worries.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Have you been able to navigate to the Terraform Associate certification page? We can take us there. Let me see if I can. Yeah.
The certification page.
Yes, the certification page for Terraform Associate.
Okay. Yes, here we are.
Yep. So if you scroll down, so this is usually the certification page. I always say this is very important, that even before there's a structure, and always tell people who are preparing for certification, whether I'm training them through corporate training or through as a mentor, is that in the debacle between certifications and skills and everything, obviously it's not like one over the other. But the mistake most people make is they put the cart before the horse. When I say cart, I mean C-A-R-T. That is the cart. You cannot put the cart before the horse. The horse has to be in front so that it can pull the cart. So people who try to do certifications before they do their skills, they mess up, and they're the ones who always make certifications look bad. So what we mean is this: there's a reason why we didn't tell you certify first, then you do the 30-day Terraform challenge. We started with the 30-day Terraform challenge, then we are now finishing up with the certification. Why? Because certifications validate your skills. So if you scroll down, Nelson, to the associate 004, just to mention, last year it was 003. So it was updated to Terraform 004, although it doesn't mean that a lot has significantly changed. Let me see. Yes, so you can see, you can click on that one. So there are two certifications that are related to Terraform. That is the professional one as well as the associate one. I've not had so many people have done the professional. The professional one is also like kind of it's performance-based exam. You have to open the console. I mean, you have to open everything on Ubuntu. You're given limited documentation. Think of it like the cloud native certification, such as certified Kubernetes administrator, certified Kubernetes application developer, certified Kubernetes specialist, those kind of exams. So if you scroll down, so this is the exam that you're going to be, for those who are going to be getting the voucher, as well as also those who want to pay for it. It's not that much. So yeah, so if you go to the exam details, you can see it's going to be online proctored. It's going to be 1 hour, and it is $70, 70.5 USD plus locally available taxes. So you need, I don't know how a tax rate is, but when you go and register, you get, if the credential is valid for only 2 years, after which you need to recertify. And I'll not go deep into every high level. I'll just go to 1, 2, 3. Then this is something that you'll notice that it is aligned to the 30-day Terraform challenge. Most of these things that you covered here. So infrastructure as code with Terraform, Terraform fundamentals, the core Terraform workflow, what else? Number 4, Terraform configuration. You can scroll down. So I'm just jumping. I'm not getting into the sub details. Number 5 is Terraform modules, which you've gone through even in this demo. Number 6 is Terraform state management. Number 7 is maintain infrastructure with Terraform. And number 8 is HCP Terraform. So those are and also something very important, those are the topics. So let's look at the core differences. You can see this is what I know Nelson is also going to add on to. So you can see there are 4 new topics in 4F, that is depends on and create before destroy lifecycle rules have been added. Then validate configuration using custom conditions has been added into the exam. And then ephemeral values and write-only arguments have also been added in number 4. And then in number 8, there's also a task statement on this. You should know how to describe how to organize and use HCP Terraform workspaces and projects. Then other things that have happened, that tests are now run. The test is being built on Terraform version 1.12, and then it now includes HCP Terraform content. So that is how it is. This is about renewals. Don't worry about renewals. I'm not going to go deep into that one. Then lastly, is there anything else? I think it's done. So that is the associate exam. And it's very important to know those domains so that you don't study for something that is never going to appear in the exam. Yeah, I think that is it, Nelson. Over to you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And maybe something else I can include is when you are managing your remote state, you can use HashiCorp Cloud Platform, where I think, but this it is on enterprise level. How many use HashiCorp Cloud Platform on the other place? There's a way you are able to create even workspaces there. Yeah. So it is very, very fun to use. You can also even look at other HashiCorp products like Vault. We can be able to do your secret management as well. But today we are talking about Terraform. So let me ask this first question. Terraform's.txt file away matches your current built-in infrastructure. Is that true or no? It's true. False.
False. Yeah, that should be false because someone can go to the console and make a change and then it will create a drift. So
Sure.
it should be false. Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to see the discussion really? I think you can go to this domain and be able to see the discussion behind that. But these are some of the questions that I asked. You see, the questions are not hard. So those who are preparing for the exam, go do the exam. One remote backend configuration always map to a single remote workspace. True or false?
False. Okay.
This is false. One remote backend configuration always maps to a single remote workspace. I think I've been able to show you how to isolate all these. Question 3, how is Terraform remote backend different from other state backends such as S3, console, etc.? It will execute Terraform run on dedicated infrastructure on-prem or in Terraform cloud. It doesn't show output of Terraform apply locally. This is wrong.
I think it's A, the first one.
Yes. Yes, it can execute Terraform runs on dedicated infrastructure, on-premise or on Terraform cloud. What is the workflow of for deploying new infrastructure with Terraform?
So you run init, plan, view, plan infrastructure changes and apply to.
It is D.
D, the last one.
Yes. So I think, Kevin, people can be able to see how these questions are easy, and we don't expect guys to fail these exams. We'll also provide with revising materials. Maybe you'll also mention when giving the vouchers the deadline for the exam. We can do question 5 is a provider configuration block is required in every Terraform configuration. Example, provider.
False.
Yes. So you run a local exec provisioner in a nar resources called nar resource dot run underscore script and realize that you need to relearn the script. Which of the following command would you use first? Intent.
A. I think A.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's A.
It is Terraform taint, yes. And then if you have resources that are not within your infrastructure, probably they were run manually, then you want to push them to your infra, you can be able to import them, do Terraform import. The other question, which provisioner invokes a process on the resource created by Terraform?
I think remote
Local
exec.
exec.
Remote exec.
It's A.
Yeah.
Remote.exec dash exec. Which of the following is not true of Terraform providers?
I don't think any is true.
None of the above.
Yeah.
Yes, because major cloud vendors and vendors can write. Some providers are maintained by HashiCorp. They have told you that HashiCorp APIs are able to communicate with different cloud providers. Providers can be maintained by a community of users, and then providers can be written by individuals. What command does Terraform require the first time you run it within a configuration directory? We already know that is init.
Init.
Yes, I think I'll reach to number 10, Kevin. and then I'll share the link on the group so that people can go and simulate the rest. Or what do you think?
Yes, that is fine. That is okay. But the most important thing, as you also get to the final question, is please don't be overconfident. This exam can mess you up if you don't. Yeah, if you
Yes.
don't put in the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
Nelson, I have a question, please.
yes.
So, the question 5, can you shed more light to that? Well, is it not necessary for a provider section to be on our Terraform? Is it that we can create our Terraform infrastructure without a provider?
On this question,
Yes.
what they are saying is a provider configuration block is required in any Terraform configuration.
Is that not supposed to be true?
No, it's not supposed to be true. You can see from this. Let's say from this example here, where he says, unlike many other objects in the Terraform language, a provider block may be omitted if its content would otherwise be empty. Terraform assumes an empty default configuration for any providers that is not explicitly configured. If this one is saying technically B, but there's no sense of using without providers. All right.
Yeah.
For this, yes.
Nelson, can I attend?
Yes.
Okay, so I think I asked the question when you were doing the models about the child module and then the root module. So I think the provider block is not required because some of the settings can be inferred. So what I mean is the child model, when you were working on the demo. So I think some of the child models do not necessarily need to define their own block, since maybe if you define it in the root model where you are running the Terraform apply, it can inherit, I think it can be inherited from that configuration. So you don't necessarily need to define it in there. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I think.
Kevin, do you have an input on that?
So inferring the provider block, right?
Yes.
Mhm. I always know there are two things. Let me just mute you because of the feedback we get on the online, just a bit. Okay. So what I was saying is, there are two things. There's the in practice, there's something that you would do. Think of it like a hack. I know maybe Nelson already, because he has done a lot of Terraform, he might even decide he's not going to do. I know friends of mine who are DevOps engineers who don't do Terraform in it, plan and apply. They have one command that they've already customized an internal script, and they just run that script and they don't do the usual thing, right? And the other things are inferred inside that script so that they never have to do init, plan, apply, and format, and all these other different things.
Yeah.
But even if they use their own script, there's something that Terraform that has to happen in the backend. And in the backend, there must be a provider block, even if you don't put it yourself, right? In the backend, there's something that it's like autocomplete that will happen in the backend, and that there'll be a provider block that will be provided like internally within the Terraform ecosystem. Think of it like
There
they are trying
must
to
be
say, yeah, there must be. Yes, Nelson, you want to say add something?
there must be an endpoint that is going to be called by Terraform. That is an API that is going to be called.
Yes. So
Yes.
that was why I was wondering. Thank you very much, Kelvin. Thank you, Nelson and Anthony. So that was why I was wondering if the answer should actually be false, because my understanding from the whole assessment, doing the old story I've been doing, is that for us to be able to provide an infrastructure, there should be a provider which is more or less like um, where you intend to deploy your application to or your infrastructure into. So that was why I'm just concerned.
Okay,
If
okay.
now,
Probably I have something that will make sense to you here. There's someone who is saying a provider configuration block is not required in every Terraform configuration. It is only required when you are using Terraform provider to interact with a specific infrastructure platform or a service. A provider configuration block typically includes details such as provider name, version, and any other required authentication or connection information. If you're not using any provider in your Terraform configuration, you may not need a provider configuration block. Here's an example, like this one. So this block specifies the AWS provider, sets the region, and provides access to secret key for authentication. If you're not working with AWS or any other provider, you can have Terraform configuration without the provider. Does it make sense now?
yes, it actually does. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I think this one makes a lot of sense now. So,
So
Kevin, yes.
sorry. So, but then for my the core understanding about Terraform is that is infrastructure as a code. So, which simply implies that we are running a code to actually deploy a certain infrastructure, and an infrastructure is expected to be deployed in a certain uh, or in a specific location, either AWS, Azure, Oracle, or anywhere, or even Terraform Cloud itself. So, does it mean that if I just write a code without specifying the provider, where exactly am I now deploying that infrastructure into? I don't know if you get my question.
I was
You
a
have,
bit interrupted. Sorry.
okay.
Please repeat your question.
Okay, so what I said was that um the essence of Terraform as a whole is more or less like infrastructure as a code, which simply implies that we are writing a code in order for us to deploy a certain infrastructure somewhere. And it could be AWS, Azure, Oracle, wherever it is. So if we are not now specifying where the provider is supposed to, or the provider itself. So does it mean that I can just write a Terraform code without somewhere I want to deploy the infrastructure? So I'm just a bit confused, kind of.
Okay. I'll have to, I don't want to give you hearsays. I'll have to maybe research on that and give you feedback. Are you on the WhatsApp group?
Yes, I am.
I have someone who is able to assist. Maybe he can answer you.
Okay.
Hello, Nelson.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let me attempt. So if so, assuming you want to deploy an infrastructure to cloud providers, then you define your cloud provider. So provider AWS, Azure, Google, or whatever. But I think Terraform configuration does not necessarily mean that you have to target a specific cloud provider. And I think in Terraform, we have like locals and now resources and all that, which I don't think now resources targets a specific cloud provider. So the statement, is still false because you don't necessarily have to target a specific, um, cloud provider for your infrastructure to be deployed or whatever. I, I, I'm not sure. I'm just attempting. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I think
I think
that gives a
that's
better clarity.
we also have someone from our audience who wants to give a more clarification on that.
Yeah, so like the way said about
You can come closer to your laptop, Nelson, because you can't hear him.
So, okay, what I'm saying is the way we use it for cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP, I think we also have to consider there is on-premises infrastructure, and that we might, like the way even AWS like has solutions to migrate from on-premises to AWS. So obvious Terraform and HashiCorp also thought that through. So you can also use Terraform to like deploy on premises, like using VMware and things like OpenStack, according to me.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think now the question is well answered.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sure.
Said?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I've also learned something new. 2 or 3 trains. This moment, Kevin, I want to get the mic back to you to take us through the certification side of the vouchers and recognizing the team that has been able to do some commendable work. Not necessarily saying that we are not appreciating everyone. I think if HashiCorp gave us even 300 certification, we could have given each and every person the certification to be able to do the exam. So I know you are going to say much on that. I get the mic back to you, Kevin, so that we can be able to move to that stage.
Thank you. And before I go directly to the names of people who are going to be like awarded the vouchers to sit the exam, I'd like to say that you guys really showed up for this challenge. It was noted even within HashiCorp itself. We have our lead in HashiCorp for the community called Jasmine, and she was really, really happy to see what you guys are doing and posting online. And that is why she agreed to give us some good number of vouchers to support some of you to sit the exam. Last year, we only had 5 vouchers. So I can say this year we've gotten up to 14 vouchers. So that is awesome. For those who are thinking out loud, am I in, am I not? So at least you know that 9 more people are going to get an opportunity this year to sit the certification. Something that was very important for that we were looking at, and Nelson can also attest to this, is we were looking at your ability not to just document or do one thing very well. You know, there are some people who are able to do a lot on the EveOps platform, but they are not posting on LinkedIn. There are some of you who were very good on on doing something or doing something in the community and supporting others, but you're not like putting anything on socials or documenting and that kind of a thing. So you're looking at the all-roundedness, your ability to be consistent, your ability to share out content, and just to stand out and help others. So it was a combination of a couple of things, including how you're finishing the tasks on the EveOps platform. So without any further ado, because I know all of you are very eager to hear whether you are in or not, without any order, just to mention is regardless of the number of the person who I mentioned first, it doesn't mean that they were number 1 or they were number 2. There's no ranking, right? So there's no ranking about this. So let me turn on my video because you guys need to see me so that I can, my lighting is crazy. Anyways, yeah, so that is, I think you can now see me. Yeah, so the first one, the first person and not in rank is Sally Mukami. Sally Mukami is either on Sally Mukami on at piano or online? You're here. Congratulations to you. After I mention all of you, I'll give some of you an opportunity. Yes,
Kevin.
Sally is here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Sally. And we'll give you all of you an opportunity to say how the experience was if you're here. The other one is Nehemiah. These are the second name is crazy for me. You have to tell me, Nehemiah, how do I say it?
I think
Yes?
he was in the meeting. Oh, he is
Yes.
here.
Yes, Nehemiah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hello, thank you.
How do you say the second name? Anyways, okay, thank you. Congratulations, Nehemiah. Then the third person is, as usual, this person has really stood out and we couldn't even breathe. Sarah Wanjiru. Sarah Wanjiru. Congratulations. Sarah can code. That was awesome. We couldn't breathe. I think even by the time we were meeting for the 1 year anniversary, we couldn't miss recognizing you. The other person is Peter Magana. Oh, Peter Magana is with us, whether online or physically. Again, that was amazing. We have Grace Zawadi. Where is Grace Zawadi? Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, online people, please let's also send our emojis or something just to appreciate the people who are getting these. Then the other one is Beldin Olwatch. Who is Beldin? Beldin Olwatch. Ah, I can see you're there, right there in the middle. Congratulations. Yeah, so then the other person is Menesi Maina. Menesi Maina. Where is Menesi Maina? I don't know whether you're here, but congratulations. Then we have another person who couldn't really breathe when you're doing this challenge is Grace Kihonge. Grace, amazing stuff. Grace Kihonge. You can see this was a list full of Grace. And the other person was Emmanuel Odhiambo. Emmanuel Odhiambo, congratulations for getting your Terraform voucher. The other person is Stephanie Makori. Stephanie Makori, congratulations for that. And another person who could not even let me breathe, as well as Nelson and everyone, is Collins Odondera. Yes, Menesi Maina, congratulations. And also Collins Odondera, as always, I know I have something that I know I have pending business with you. Please don't kill me. I just not had time, but we'll do that. We'll do that business. And it's Sami Kingori, congratulations for that. That awesome. I can hear you, I can see you are on the at piano. That is awesome. Then we have, yeah, I can see you're only having 2 slots left, and some people are like, am I going to, don't worry. I think there's going to be some credits. I'm going to say that anyone who has gotten the voucher is not eligible for credits. Anyways, 2 more people. The other person is Anthony Elom, and the last person, I don't know how to say the last name, but Anthony, congratulations. How do you say
Thank you,
Zota or
thank you, thank you. I'm here.
Yes, congratulations. And then the final slot goes to an amazing lady by the name of Winjoy Ntinyari. Congratulations, Winjoy. Yeah, so those are the 14 vouchers that you're able to give out to those who are able to go above and beyond. But it doesn't mean that even if you didn't get the voucher, you're not eligible to take the exam. If you have $70, by all means, you can go in and sit the exam, and you'll be happy to appreciate. And we really want 100% pass rate on those 14 vouchers that you're giving out. So please do our best, make us proud. And Nelson can tell you, he was a beneficiary of the voucher. I think he needs to reimburse us. He has gotten a lot of value out of it. He needs to give us money back so that we can support other people. Anyways, I'm just joking. Congratulations, each and everyone. Yes, Nelson. You have to say something.
I'm now giving back to the community.
Yes, you're happy in a way. Also with your time, which is very valuable. Anyways, so finally, I don't know whether the Wheel of Fame was up, but I'm having 5 AWS credits to give out. I think I don't know whether they're $50 and $25 credits. I know it can help somewhere for someone who is building in the cloud and doing a couple of things. So I know I'll let Nelson see how we can run it out together with the David from the team. we just run the challenge. Then in case there's anything else, we can wrap it up from that. But congratulations to everyone who has gotten the voucher. Just as Nelson mentioned, there is a deadline to it. First of all, you'll see two things. When you get the voucher, it will have a voucher expiry. And I want to tell you this because it's very important. The voucher expiry is 30th June. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you do the exam on 30th June because it's going to be messed up. So for procrastinators and reschedulers like us, who life happens, I reschedule like an exam. I think I did an exam on the 30th of April. I passed it by the whisker. Don't be like me. Don't be like Kevin. So as much as it is 30th June, we have a deadline because we have to also make a report to HashiCorp. So that means that we are giving you up to the end of May. I hope that is fine, Nelson. Up to the end of May. And when I say up to the end of May, the last Saturday of May, that is what? You're good enough, which is it 30th? 30th May to have sat and yeah, 30th May to have sat and tell us what you've gotten. So 30th May, please do that. And once you get the voucher, always say do this. Schedule the exam, then start preparing for it. Don't start preparing for it, then scheduling. Then you say you want to do it. And preferably, I don't know that, Nelson, you did it online or does it offer test center? For me, I did it online back then.
I think there's a protractor online, and I think you can also, I don't know if you can do it on a test center. I'm not sure about
I think
that,
it's mostly
but
online. I didn't check the test center side of things. I've never done it at a test center. I feel test centers gave me a lot of character development when I did TOEFL and GRC and other crazy US certifications, US exams that don't matter too much. Why do I have to do an English exam? So I don't like test centers, but it depends on if you don't have good internet or a laptop that can handle the proctoring software, you're better off to each their own, right? So that is how it is. So please note those dates. The voucher expiry is 30th June. That means that it becomes null and void and it's not going to be usable at any point in time. But you can schedule and reschedule all the way through to that, to sometime mid-June or something if life happens. But please, would like you to schedule and sit it as early as possible because of this effect called the Dunning-Kruger effect, where if you stay too long after you've learned something, there's a way it starts going down the slope and you start forgetting. So do spaced repetition, practice those questions as much as possible. I'll see whether I'll give you another bank of questions for those who are going to be getting the vouchers, just to help you to see whether you're going to, just to see whether you got me. I thought, I've had this week, there's been a lot of vulnerabilities in cPanel, in Linux. I don't know whether how people are doing it. So when I see my Zoom screen has minimized itself, I get worried. I wonder what is happening. Yes, Nelson.
for this team that were able to show up and they didn't get the certification, if we are able to talk with HashiCorp and they add as more certificates, I think we'll prioritize with this team that dedicated to come here.
What we can do, please get their names, get their names and details and emails. Then I can write to Jasmine and we can see what she's going to be able to do. I'd also be very happy with the more the merrier. So please get the names and then we'll do an email to HashiCorp on Monday.
Yes, I'll be sharing the same for the AWS credit. I think we can use the same link to collect the data.
Yes. But for AWS credits, I don't have much and I cannot request much. AWS is crazy. Let me not be, I'm on record. So I don't want to say something about AWS. But it's hard to get hard to get credit, it's hard to get vouchers, it's hard to get a lot of things in AWS lately. So but we'll make do. For example, those credits I've asked for them for quite a long while. So but since I'm on record, I don't want to mention a lot. Yeah, but at least we have a bit to give. Yeah, so that is it. And I'd be happy for all those. We are always, Nelson can tell you, we are always keen on showing up. And I'll definitely want to reward those who have shown up in ways that cannot even be mentioned, in especially getting the voucher for you to sit the exam. Really be happy to do that. Just to also mention is I was recently together with two other Kenyans, we were the first cohort of EduCloud Academy ambassadors. So that means that you're going to be getting a couple of resources from EduCloud Academy to support. EduCloud is big on building, and it is led by an African by the name of Ndimofor Rosias, who is an AWS hero. He's an AWS hero from Cameroon, and he has built that platform, and he's also part of the Dr. Vanna Vogel's CTO fellowship. So he's not a small guy, he's a big guy in this space. He's one of my mentors. So if you hear Nelson is saying I'm his mentor, I'm also having a mentor who's someone, and I always tell him I'm not close to you so that I become a hero. I'm close to you so that I know how I can have the mindset of building that you're having and building an amazing platform. So you're going to see a lot of us doing events and building in public, and they definitely want that to trickle down to each and every one of you. So that is it. I know you're really keen and waiting for the snacks, and I don't want to sit between you and snacks anymore. So for those who have already gotten mention of that, of the vouchers and everything, please let's Nelson, if we can possibly form a smaller WhatsApp group for those people, and then we can be able to support them better. Then they can even organize study buddy sessions and other things to just now prepare for the certification. You'll see how that happens. And finally, like to really appreciate the AWS AIML user group volunteers who have been present virtually and also there physically. The work that you do is just amazing. I couldn't be a good lead that I am without each and every one of you. And ideally, by extension, Nelson is a volunteer. It's only that he decided to become a volunteer in his own organization. But that is awesome in terms of EveOps. Congratulations. Thanks, EveOps, because the EveOps platform did amazing wonders this 30-day challenge. And then we also want to thank HashiCorp user group Meru. We are two leads currently. It's me and Julia Chenchi, who are the current leads for HashiCorp user group Meru, but we are doing amazing together. That said, I don't think unless there's any question or clarification from anyone who has gotten any kind of perks, or even those who are waiting prospectively to get those benefits that we've already shared. If there's any questions, I'll be ready to answer. If not, back to you, Nelson. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and for that guidance. We also want to maybe just to mention the next thing now we are doing is that we are not stopping there as EveOps and AWS AIML. So guys, stay on the loop. Don't stop building. That's one thing I usually say. So we are going to have another challenge. We are still yet to decide with the community leaders and in terms of logistics, because we also have day jobs and other things that we have a commitment, but we are having something else. Probably by June, July, we are going to have something else that we are going to launch. Maybe something to do with AWS. We are going to decide. So guys, that is the guidance we are taking. And also stay on the EveOps community WhatsApp group and LinkedIn followers. Usually do monthly meetups. We have webinars where we have internal webinars, and we also invite external professionals to join in as well. So we'll communicate on the next challenge that we are doing, but mostly our scope is guided on DevOps and cloud computing, and we publicize much on AWS. That is our main cloud provider. I think that's where Kevin, we've been able to champion most. But we are still looking at even other providers that we can work with. So that's the direction, Kevin. Thank you so much. I think we'll stop at that. I don't think there's someone else who has a question. I just want to appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for making it a success. I think Kevin, this is my first event I've been able to organize successfully. And I think I've been
It
able
has given you a lot of character development, which is a good thing. The first event always does that.
In the morning, I was so worried that you could see I kept calling you and I was so overwhelmed. But God has been so grateful. Thank you so much, Kevin, for your support, and have a good weekend. Thank you so much.
Just to
Asante
mention
tuenjoy.
is just to mention
Yes.
the online audience, when the call ends, there's an end of session survey feedback. Use it to give us feedback for the whole Terraform challenge. For those physically, I know Nelson is going to handle it, even if it's informal. We really want that feedback to help us know how we can make 2027 Terraform challenge more amazing. Even if it's negative, even if it's, don't worry, we don't take it personally. Tell us, hey, Kevin, hapo ulipenda sana. Anyways, I'm just joking. Yeah, that is
Something
it. Yeah.
I just want to keep guys on the loop. We meet next weekend for Mount Kenya University AWS Community Day on Saturday. So see you guys
Awesome.
on to the next one.
Thank you. Have a nice time, guys, and enjoy your session. Enjoy your snacks. Online guys,
Thank you.
bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.